What is up, everyone? Today we'll be taking a look at 3 newly buffed Pokemon in the Great League: Superpower Dragonite, Rollout Dunsparce, and Psychic Fangs Steelix. Is it a good team? Definitely not. Is it a fun team? Hell yeah, this team was a lot of fun to run in these early battles, where of course my opponents are also running some weird stuff. So not really representative of what you're gonna see if you're actually trying to climb, but we are gonna get a good feeling of what these Pokemon can do before we start putting them into actual tryhard teams. About this Pokemon, Superpower Dragonite, definitely a huge improvement over its previous moveset. Superpower just gives it so much more play against some of its counters, like the Steel types, mainly the Steel types, but it's also very nice. Pokemon like Umbreon or Lickitung just to do a ton of damage. Rollout Dunsparce, we see it right here, actually very fun to run, super spammy, extremely low fast move pressure though, but you do get to these clutch 1 HP charge moves all the time, which unfortunately don't do that much. Dunsparce, a bit disappointing. I'll be honest, a bit disappointing. Its damage output is just a tad lackluster, and it's a tank. It's definitely tanky. It's a pure normal type. It's tanky, but the problem is it doesn't resist anything besides a ghost. So you know, moves still definitely hit for a decent chunk of damage. So even though it's technically tanky, it doesn't feel that tanky, just because it doesn't really have many resistances. Steelix, actually pretty good. Dragon Tail plus Psychic Fangs is a good combination, since Dragon Tail does a lot of damage and Psychic Fangs buffs defense. So Steelix is really a monster when shields are up. However, it does still get outclassed by other Steel types. Anyway, let's get into these battles. We have a pretty good lead here, a decent lead. We're gonna Superpower this Umbreon, and look at this damage. It does so much. It does so much to the Umbreon. Bringing in the Dunsparce now as well. Shadow Dragonite is also incredibly squishy, so I want to take the moves on my Dunsparce. By the way, I am running Shadow Dragonite. I think it's better. Just straight up, I think Shadow Dragonite is better. But just because the damage output is so much harder, it makes it easier to farm stuff down with Dragon Breath and then have superpowers for the next Pokemon. Besides that, you just threaten more shields with Dragon Claw and Superpower. However, I think regular can definitely still work fine. Like, it can definitely, it's only a bit worse, I think. And maybe I'm wrong, you know, I could always be wrong about this stuff. But I would prefer Shadow, but I do still believe that regular could work fine. We have Nidoqueen here against the Dunsparce, which is quite bad. Bring in the Steelix into it, and they bring in an Azumarill, which, well, is immediately one of the weaknesses of this team. This team was not built to be balanced, okay? I just kinda threw 3 Pokemon together, okay? Okay? Azumarill's a problem, but I have 2 shields. I do have 2 shields. I can shield up this eye. Do I shield his Ice Beam? Maybe I don't have to, but I do. Maybe a mistake, but I do that. Then we go for the Earthquake. This will do a ton of damage because the defense is dropped, but it doesn't knock out. And now I do something maybe a bit unnecessary, and I catch the Ice Beam. And after I catch the Ice Beam, I'm gonna throw the Psychic Fangs anyway. Honestly, this is where, hey, you know what? This is a mistake. I should have brought in D-Knight. I think I could have farmed down with D-Knight before they get to the Ice Beam. To the next one. I think that's what I should have done. But I should still be fine. I go for another Psychic Fangs here. This will... By the way, why is it Fire Fang, Ice Fang, other more Fang? Psychic Fangs. Why is it plural? Look, Poison Fang, Psychic Fangs. Weird. Anyway, we take out the Azumarill. Bye-bye. Alright, Skarmory lead. This is where you're also going to see the power. Superpower. Throw it immediately. Superpower takes 14 turns to get to. So if you're up against a Pokemon with a 3-turn move like Skarmory, just throw immediately, because then you have perfect timing as you want to throw after your 14th move. By the way, that's also why I'm running Dragon Breath. Another consideration you can make on Dragonite is running Dragon Tail. But here's the thing with Dragon Tail, because it's a 3-turn move, you're gonna get to your superpower after 15 turns. Whereas with Dragon Breath, you get to it in 14. That's a huge difference. It's not, but I feel like it's definitely can be kind of game-changing, especially versus Skarmory, because I threw Superpower and they only got off 5 Air Slash in the process. Whereas if I had Dragon Tail, they'd get 6 Air Slash is in the process of me throwing Superpower. So I prefer Dragon Breath, also because there's so many benefits to running a 1-turn charge move. But there's also benefits to running a 3-turn charge moves, like getting a full move sneak in, like here, the Shifty through, and I'm getting a full Dragon Breath, or a full Dragon Tail, which is pretty huge. That's bigger than a full Dragon Breath. So Dragon Tail definitely has some benefits over Dragon Breath, so it's definitely worth considering. However, personally, I prefer the benefits that 1-turn moves like Dragon Breath give me, like being able to switch whenever you want, being able to time your moves whenever you want, and that comes in very useful when like timing your fast moves. This was a mistake, by the way. I really thought I could reach Dragon Claw, but I couldn't, so I should have just stayed in Steelix, threw another Psychic Fangs just to debuff this Altaria's defense, so I can be sure I can Dragon Breath down later with Dragon Breath when Dragon Breath do more damage, but it doesn't really end up mattering anyway, since we take out the Altaria. Anyway, okay, this is, yeah, another Pokemon I did not really think about when building this team. Okay, I did think about it, I just didn't think it'd be a problem, okay? Stunfisk in the lead is a big pain in the bum, because, well, it beats everything, basically. I mean, Dunsparce has play. Dunsparce has play. Steelix can Earthquake. I can Superpower Dragonite. Just in the lead, it's bad. Okay, you're gonna see me do something here, right? Here's the thing. If I wanna take out the Stunfisk, I need to have Superpowers loaded on my Dragonite. So, I'm actually not gonna charge this move at all. Ideally, I want them to shield this, okay? If they shield this, I'm in a good spot, because I'm shielded up, I can farm the Buzzwole all the way down. If I throw this move and they no shield, they actually survive. Like, my opponent shouldn't shield this. So they actually survive with little HP. But if they do end up no shielding this, I want to do like no damage. So that's why I no bubble it, and they actually end up shielding. So that's a perfect scenario. I'm a shield up, and now I can farm all the way down. I'm gonna no shield this. Super will do a lot of damage, but less than a Rock Slide would, and I can still survive the Mudshot as well. Look at this. I now have a bunch of energy loaded. I'm gonna throw a Superpower on the Stunfisk that's gonna come in. Or so I thought, but then Sableye comes in. But luckily, I held off from throwing my move. That was very smart. And I just throw a Dragon Claw here. Then I go into Steelix. I actually use the shield there, which is huge for me. Very huge. We're getting hard countered this whole game, to be honest. Like, we're getting hard countered this whole game. But there might be some light at the end of the tunnel. If I can Earthquake Stunfisk, and then Earthquake the Sableye. That's the problem. This is where Crunch would have been nice, because then I could have crunched the Sableye. Now we got an Earthquake. Stunfisk comes in. I can Earthquake this. I only have one win condition. They have an Earthquake, but I need to hope this is Rock Slide. It is. It is. And now we farm down the Fisk. Then we're gonna Earthquake the Sableye, hopefully. I barely don't reach. I die with the move. That's very sad. GG. But we got 1 turn away from winning an ultra hard countered game. So I am happy with how I played there. GG's. Okay, Dragonite lead into Bastiodon. It's not good. Switch into Dunsparce here, and they don't seem to have an answer. Look how pitiful this Duran damage is, by the way. This is what I'm talking about when I say Dunsparce's damage output is, well, disappointing. This second one won't even knock out if they'd stayed in, which is a shame. It's a huge shame, but luckily they switched out into Azu, because Dunsparce is literally my best Azu answer. For some reason they shield that move there, which is kind of weird. It says would do no damage. I'm gonna shield this Ice Beam. I want to get off 2 more Durants to put him in range where an Earthquake will knock out from Steelix. It's not looking too good though. They already have 2 answers to Dragonite. So I really gotta hope they have something good for me in the back. I only throw 1 Durant. This was one of the earlier games, or this is raw at least, and I didn't really know how much damage an Earthquake would do. Well, it's not this amount. It definitely does less than this. Oh, and we end up lagging it. The game was so laggy. Oh my god. This is not even the worst of it. I uploaded a video earlier today, which was, well, if you've seen that, it was horrible. Like, anyone who played like in the first 2 hours of season 12 has seen this. Was everyone, and they even third shield. Like, wow, okay. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Bringing Skarmory first, but my Dragonite is literally triple countered, okay? My Dragonite is literally triple countered. I'm gonna Psychic Fangs though, and we are gonna make sure we use our Dragonite for something at least. It has to do something at least. So we're gonna take the Sky Attack, get to the Power Super, and then we will not take out this Skarmory, but it should do a lot. Oh, it takes it out. Never mind. Okay. In comes Azu now. They get 2 bubbles, which is not ideal, but it means we CMP here. And they throw their move, which is a huge mistake by my opponent, by the way. But we take those, okay? Actually, it's not. Because if they don't throw that, I roll out down. Never mind. They kind of had to throw that, right? Otherwise, I'll just roll out down. In comes Bastion now. Can I outpace the Bastiodon? Can. We quake the earth. We get rid of the Bastiodon. And then we can farm down the Azumarill. GG. Okay, Altaria lead. The way I've played it, I play this, I kind of vary. Sometimes I'll go for the Dragon Claw first, like here, because they have to shield, or I take a switch, but... lag. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. We lag, they catch the Dragon Claw on Registeel. And I was assuming that shield the next. So I bait. But they didn't shield. Just kind of unfortunate. Luckily I have 2 more answers to Altaria in the back. And you know what the great thing is about Altaria lead? They can't really run a fighter in the back, because then they'd be incredibly weak to Charm. Or Fairy Winders, which are the new thing, right? So there's no way they have a fighter in the back. Like, no way. And if it's a fighter, it's Toxicroak, because that's at least decent against Charm. So Steelix is fine there with Psychic Fang. So I'm feeling very good about what's in the back line right now, because it definitely can't be a fighter, especially not one that's double weak to Charm, so that he will just lose to any Fairy Wind or Charm lead, like Scrafty. Oh, never mind. Here it is. Oh my god. This is like the one for... If it was like Metacham, it might have been fine. It might have been fine. Just least the Psychic Fangs do neutral. But no, it's crafty. Yeah, we're gonna top left in a second here. We're just gonna speed this up. It's over. GG's. All right, Altaria. This time I stay in again, and we're just gonna go for Dragon Claw. Look at how much damage I'm taking here, though. Like, it's definitely not ideal. What I would definitely suggest you do is honestly switch into Dunsparce. Just switch into Dunsparce instantly. It's a lot safer, because Altaria plus Fighter in the back has actually been kind of common, sadly. And, well, you kind of need to save your Dragonite with a decent chunk of health to be able to win that. Right, Sylveon comes in. We're just gonna Duran. Again, the damage is disappointing. Dunsparce, okay? It just doesn't really... I think Dunsparce would actually be better if it had, like, slightly more attack and less bulk, which seems weird to say, but there's so many matchups in where it just barely misses out on a 2-shot. Like here, if these 2 Durans would have knocked out, that would have been real nice. Versus Bastiodon, if 2 Durans knocks out, that would be real nice. Versus a Mandibuzz, if 2 Rock Slides knock out, that'd be real nice. And that probably requires a lot more attack though, maybe a bit too much, but you get what I'm saying, right? Taking 3 moves instead of, like, barely not KOing in 2 moves, needing a 3rd is so detrimental. Anyway, it's not detrimental to take out Altaria and Bastiodon with Steelix. GG's. Real nice lead here with Gramble into my Dragonite. I bring in Dunsparce, bring in Cargo. Okay, I have moves for this. I have Durans. I have which double super effective, and a Rock Slide. But you have to want to go for Duran here. They're gonna Rock to me, which is unfortunate, but fine with me. If I can't get Switch here, I'll be happy with getting 2 shields down. Which they will definitely have to shield this. Get 2 shields down. I don't really feel like shooting a Rock Tomb, so I'm gonna no shoot this. If they overheat, that's painful, but I think it should be fine. Is then I just try to sweep it Steelix. Go for drone here. It's double super effective, but again, it just doesn't knock out. It doesn't knock out, and I need another run to take out 3% of HP. But at least we took it out. We took Switch, we took Shield Advantage. We now get Steelix into the bull. In comes a Sceptile now. Sceptile runs Dragon Claw, so this could be dangerous, but let it go anyway, because Ideally, I want to save a shield for Steelix so the Gramble can't close combat it. They actually end up lagging. I don't think this is lag. I actually think they just closed the app. Because this kind of lag is when you close the app. Anyway, it didn't really matter. I would have had my Dragonite on the Sceptile, the Steelix on the Gramble. This game was very over. Just like this video. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next one, everyone. Good luck, your battle trainers. Oh, I want to see how much this superpower does before the video ends. Yeah! Alright, bye-bye.